Okay, so we have to talk about the maintenance of a website, like how we are going to maintain it once after we host it, right? So that is the homework that I gave to you last week. I hope you have complete the note with this diagram, all right? So this is talking about what kind of things or like what kind of tasks that we have to carry out when in a maintenance of a website, all right? So the first point describes, depending on the nature of the website, its content should be updated daily, right? And weekly or monthly, right? So it depends on the thing. It depends on the purpose that you are using this particular what you call the website. What is your purpose, right? If it is a website like myself, like my website. So like I am updating it with the video lessons that I have done. So I have to do it up to date. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the contents, all right? And I occasionally update this timetable, which describes which lesson that is carried out for the moment and each of every class that I am conducting, right? So my website, like if you think about the lessons, the lesson recordings, it is updating daily, right? And this timetable, it's actually like maybe 2 weeks per time, or like maybe monthly, right? It will update whenever a new lesson is being introduced, right? So, but if you think about kind of an e-commerce website, right? So that of course need to be updated according to the products that you have, right? So if an e-commerce website does not contain a particular product, as an example, if you take eBay, right? So if some product goes out of stock, that should be updated in the website. Either at advertisement should be taken out, or else it should be labeled as out of stock, right? Like you may have this experience, like when you are going to order things from a e-commerce website, at some pictures, like under some products, they may put the things saying this is not available for the moment, or like out of stock, or kind of things, right? So if a particular website is going to repeat that kind of an item, or like if they are going to available it after some time when the stocks are being available, then in most of the cases they just update the website by saying the stock is not available for the moment. But if you are not going to sell it again, that particular product through the e-commerce website, then of course you have to take it out, right? Now that's been a problem for an e-commerce website like ikman.lk, right? They put the advertisement when the deal is done. They are not thinking about taking the advertisement away, right? So if you put an advertisement to sell a vehicle, so if it is done, the vehicle is sold and all these things are happening, but we don't have that habit of taking the advertisement out, or making the advertisement delete from the ikma.lk, right? So you will be getting, maybe your parents will be getting the calls by asking whether this vehicle is available or not, or something like that. So on those occasions, you may figure out, or you may realize it's good to delete the advertisement that I have put in this website, all right? So because of that, some of the buyers are having this habit of calling the most, or like the latest advertisements only. Date එකෙන් බලනවා advertisement එක අලුත්ද කියලා. ඒ බලලා අලුත් ඒවාට විතරයි කතා කරන්නේ. ගොඩක් කට්ටිය හිම හුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා. මොකද since because we don't have that habit regarding a website. And it is actually when it comes to the e-commerce website kind of things, or like the websites which are being handled by the user as well. As we talked, if it is a dynamic website, actually the owner of the website has minimum amount of control, or like not like minimum amount of control, like he may have to involve in huge amount of transactions if he need to keep the website up to date, because you have to take care of each and every user. So it's not happening like that, right? So like if you post a particular post or picture or a video on social media is not going to take that away on behalf of you. It's your responsibility, or it's your task to take it out when it is not relevant, right? Specifically when it comes to a business kind of a thing, or like a message kind of a thing, right? And again, like if you maintain your website properly, only if you maintain your website properly, then only you will be able to keep your customer base, or like to keep your audience fixed into your website. Because like if you are updating the things, then the audience will have the idea this website is updating properly, and it is refreshed, and there are new things for us to learn, so they will visit, right? And if it is not been updated, then they know what is there inside. So like after some time, they will fed up with the website, and they will have that mindset. There is no point of visiting that particular website, right? And again, only the content updation is not enough. You have to maintain the appearance, right? The attractiveness, right? So in that point of view, the presentation, the pictures, the colors, the shapes, all these things matters, right? And you should maintain your homepage to give an insight to the user about the updations which is happening recently, right? So the website එකට ආවම අලුත් දේවල් ගැන highlight එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා, right? Then the second point says harmful software like viruses, unauthorized access can create the website malfunction. Hence, the regular attention should be paid while getting back up the time to time, and proper security methods should be followed. Yes. And again, hackers and the viruses and all these malwares tend to attack your website for a reason. Like most of the times, it is because your website is doing good, right? Why they are like trying to spread a virus, or trying to hack it, or trying to spread a malware onto your website, it is because it is worth to do to their self, right? එහෙම කරොත් තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ට එක්ක එක කරදරයක් විදිහට ඕගොල්ලන්ට දෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ, නැත්නම් bargain කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ, right? They don't go behind the website which is not very much attractive, or having less amount of audience onto it, right? So if you are maintaining your website properly, and if the audience are fixed with it, then it's better you concentrate about the security aspects as well. So you can talk to the hosting party to have extra facilities if it is worth to have actually, right? කියන්නේ අපිට එහෙම ගොඩක් වියදම් කරන්න නැති moment එකක, අපිට website එකෙන් උත් return එකක් එන්නේ නැති moment එකක අපි ගොඩක් දේවල් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් වියදම් කරන එක, sometimes it's very pointless, right? So you should study the trend of the website that you are maintaining. And with the growth of your website, then you can have the idea, okay, now this website has some value, so I must protect something that is value for me, right? So for that reason, you can go for the go for the security aspects and all these things. Yes, Vinod. Yes. So like when the more web trafficking is generating on a particular website, that is a one way of identifying that this website is doing well, right? For some reason, right? And you have to take some additional security steps as well, all right? And as well as if the software world or the web world is acquiring what you call the latest technologies, it's better you go with those, right? So if they integrate, if those can be integrated with new software, web software kind of things, and new attractions, right? So you have to go with those things, those updates, So then only your your website is like audience will feel now it is up to date and they are carrying out like. Daddy, yes, we need paintbrushes. Paintbrushes. Daddy. Hold on, people. Right. So, right. Okay. Okay. Minol, all right. You have sent me the, okay. Minol, it's 2019 that you have done. Neither. Okay. Good, good. Anyway, we are going to discuss about these things, Putha. So, for the moment, uh, try the 2007, right? So, because we are going to discuss that one, I'll go through this and see whether it's okay. Right. All right. So, yeah, so that would be the end of the HTML lesson. So here they have like given you a summarize what are the things that we have to do when we are hosting a website. So you should have a concept first, how the website is going to design or in what purpose that it's going to meet. And then you have to develop it. Then of course, meanwhile, you can purchase a domain name and the server space. So then you can upload the particular website that you have designed, or you can develop the website from the backend, from the services which is given by the hosting company. And then of course you have to test it, people, whether everything is like online now, like whether everything is like working finely without giving any problems to the users. Then of course you have to do the updating and the management part, right? So then it will be moved to the concepting part again when something new is arrived, right? So I think this particular picture will be on your like is already on your book. You have copied it perfectly. So yeah, that's it regarding the HTML. I'm not going to move to the questions straight away because we are like they are to do the questions after 2-3 weeks, right? So let's quickly go through the next lesson, right? So meanwhile, by starting from next week, we are going to discuss the questions. Then after the lesson, right? Likewise, right? Okay, so the sixth lesson is about the information and communication technology and society, ICT and society, right? So this is something very familiar to you. So most of the contents that is in this lesson are not very alien to you, right? Those are the things that you know. So I can run very fast and we can write down the things. We will write down the things, the most important things, right? So first of all, they are talking about ICT and entertainment, and you know what are the things that we can use, right? So three-dimensional movies, like it is not possible with the ICT, right? Like there are many different documentaries showing how these films are being made, what are the technology behind that. So however, without that, without the ICT, 3D technology won't be like will not be possible, right? And again, holographic image processing technology. So now this is something still new, right? I have I shown you the hologram video to you all, like how the objects are being made and all these things, people? No, right? Ah, okay, okay. I'll show you one. I've got some videos regarding that, right? So hologram is like the 3D projection, right? You may have seen these things. Seen means like even maybe some using maybe some movies or some documentaries or some videos in the YouTube, right? So like it's again a projection technology which allow the audience to experience the things as real world objects, right? Not on a screen, but on the surface, right? And again, the cartoon films, yes, of course. Now this is Ice Age, a picture from the Ice Age movie. So I'll show you how that how some of the animations done in that Ice Age, right? It's pretty complex and pretty nice to see. And the digital audio materials, of course, to have a surrounding system to mix the things, to make the songs or to compose things in a very fine-tuned manner. It is ICT that we need, and you have experienced it in the multimedia lesson in a very primary way using the Audacity. So like starting from that point, like recording a sound, composing a one, and editing the sounds, and then burning the things on the disk, everything, uh, as well as when you are going to play it, still it is ICT related. All right. So ICT and entertainment is like not two things, just one, right? And digital games. And you know better than me, right? Games have gone for like sky level on these days, right? So earlier days, back in my days, it was just starting as a 2D and a very raw image with raw images. So nowadays it is been going to the 3D, 4D, sometimes 9D level type of things, right? So you can be in the game literally and play that as well, and you can like if you drive in a car, you can feel the vibration on your hand, like you can do it from a steering wheel, and there will be setups like that. Like, so I think you have experience of these things. Like some of these machines are available there in the Excel world in town hall, and some more places now they are like allowing these facilities. So it's kind of a very refreshing experience that you are having with the digital games, right? And it is a very it is very vast, like to have it on the mobile devices and the desktops and the tablet devices likewise. So uh, now it's like earlier days it was like some advanced games, some advanced graphics were there with only the computer or like a computer related device. But nowadays we can play the game through the VR devices, AR devices, like using the mobile phones. So it is developing and it is increasing its capabilities, right? Simulation games comes with the same way, to give the real-time experience. Uh, the computing is interrelated, or like the ICT is integrated. So as the picture shows, there are more shooting games, and in most of the times, like even like the spacewalking simulation, the aeroplane, like the aerospace experience simulation is also given like this. So even though it is not kind of a game, but still it is like involved with a lot of graphics and the outer world environment, like to give the feeling that it happens in the same way that it happens in the real life. So yeah, it's a kind of a experience for you to have, right? Okay, so before I move to the problems, let's quickly take down the things. We are not going to describe things. We just have something, some important facts regarding this, right? So please take down the heading, ICT and society as the main heading. Okay, so under the ICT and entertainment, have the subheading and yeah, just list down these headings, people. You don't need to explain it like one by one. You know actually what are these things, right? Right. So the next topics, you don't need to go through the explanations, people, right? Because some of these things we have done in the previous lessons as well. So just list them out, right? I hope everyone got your book at your side. So there are 6 points. List it down, people, and let me know when you are done. Right. So two are done. So meanwhile, I'll load my video, which I'm going to show you. Think it should be this. Oh, no, not that. Yeah. People, did I show you this video, like the HoloLens video, the keynote thing? We haven't, right? Ah, okay. So it is actually this is not about the holograms, but here on the stage, they are using a hologram, but it is about the HoloLens, which is, this video is like quite old. And yeah, let me share you with the sound. Yeah, now this is a little old video, right, which is introducing with the Microsoft HoloLens 2 product, right? So
now, it's a pleasure to be here in Las Vegas to present to you. Now, I get invited to do keynotes across the globe. And while it's easy for me to be here in Las Vegas, it isn't always easy for me to travel across the world. And even when I do, I can't always speak the local language. Well, what if neither language nor distance mattered for me to deliver a fantastic keynote? What if technology could help me be anywhere I needed to be and speak any language I wanted? Well, it can. We are bringing together the power of mixed reality and Azure AI services to create a truly game-changing experience. What you're about to see is an exact hologram of me wearing the same outfit that we recently captured at a mixed reality studio. And I don't speak Japanese, but what if I wanted to deliver my keynote in Japanese? Using Azure AI technology, I can translate my English into Japanese and train it to sound exactly like me, the same voice tones, those same inflections. Now, we brought this together, my hologram and Azure AI, to show you what's possible. So first, I'm going to put on my HoloLens 2 here, and then we'll flip in the room to the special camera so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to Mini-Me. There she is, my perfect holograph. And thanks to the power of HoloLens 2, she just floats right with me. I'm literally holding my hologram, so natural. Now she's a little small to do a keynote. So let's get her up so she can do full-size Japanese keynote. Render keynote.
ホログラムになることには本当に驚くべきことがあります。私たちは最新の複合現実キャプチャ技術を使用し、私のホログラムを作成しています。実在の人物をホログラムとして見たことがあるかもしれませんが、私が実際に日本語を話しているのが新しいのです。私は日本語を話しませんが、私の声とホログラムは完璧な日本語で話しています。これはニューラルテキスト読み上げと呼ばれる最新の人工知能技術、いわゆるニューラル TTS を使用しています。私たちは自分の声の録音を使用し、私のように聞こえる私自身の個人的な音声署名を作成します。日本語からフランス語、ポルトガル語まで話せます。今、この技術は私たちが働き、遊び、生活する方法に関して、世界中の国境や障壁を取り除くことができると想像してみてください。まさに SF が現実になるところです。
Yes, now that's like what you could see in front of that lady is a hologram of her, right? So and again, it is providing the same keynote that she was delivering earlier in Japanese language. So it's a combination of a lot of things. Holograms is there, the AI technologies are there, the natural languages capturing technologies are there. So there are different kinds of things, right? And there is this famous hologram regarding the whale on a basketball field, basketball court, right? So I'll show you that for the hologram. And Seban, it's a hologram. Audience එකේ ඉන්න කට්ටිය clap කරන්නේ because they can see that, right? But like with the product, we won't see a hologram. It's actually a augmented reality facilitating device that we are having, like the HoloLens. But I introduce කරන්න ඕන නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ HoloLens එකෙන් හම්බෙන experience එක studio එකක record කරලා project කරනවා as a hologram. Now this is a real-time experience with all the sounds of these little ones, right? Look at this. That is purely a hologram, right? Now it is very possible in our auditoriums as well, if we have the right equipment, right? So it is a very nice experience to have. Right, so that is what the hologram is. Right, there are many different videos regarding the holograms and the all these entertainment stuff, so just go through, right? So now I'm coming to the problems associated with the use of ICT. Like there are many problems, like the benefits, right? So there are different kinds of problems, like legal issues, value issues, like how our policies are going to make, and the physical problems, harmful softwares, environmental issues, health related issues, and social issues, right? So we are going to go through these one by one. So first they are talking about the legal issues. So the first issue is the data theft, right? So like it is like stealing the personal information, right? And without the without get to know, like, or without having a permission from the proper person or from the proper institute, right? So it can be like start from a very simple point, like taking a mobile phone without a permission and like look into the personal details and all these things, starting from that, and to the stealing the important details from an institute or from a network without the proper permissions, right? So that is what we call data theft, right? And again, unauthorized access into computer system. Now this is like happening unlawfully, right? So it is like get to know the username and the password in a tricky manner, or without having the knowledge, and like going into a computer or going into a particular device without knowing to the original person or the person who owns the device, and like go through the stuff. Maybe it is not, maybe he is not stealing, but still like go through the things, right? So without the authorization, a particular device being accessed, right? And third one is kind of a very serious problem, intellectual property rights. Now it's like violating actually those things, right? So whatever the like most of the things that is being produced to the internet has its intellectual properties, right? No, it's like, even though it is not binded with the intellectual property, it is someone's intellect, right? So if you like draw a particular picture, and if you post that particular picture on a website or on the internet, that is owned by you, because you have drawn it, you have created it, right? So but there are many situations, there are many people who are like using the things knowingly or unknowingly, and like presenting them as their own work, or like redistributing those things or printing those things, right? Now think about yourself, right? Even though we don't know this is an legal issue, if we are asked to do an assignment, we just go through the internet and find some details, and we just copy paste, and we take some our own words into it as well, and we just copy paste some pictures, and we just print it, and will be presented as our own work. And again, it violates this, right? Because we never goes for the we never search for the people who have done this and who owns it, whether those things are having any rightful rights or like intellectual rights to those things. So we are just make use of it without giving any credit. That is why the Google as well as the YouTube kind of social medias, actually when it comes to the YouTube kind of platforms, they are just nowadays they are just checking the material that is been uploaded by website itself, right? දැන් අර කලින් lesson එක කරනකොට ඔයගලන්ට කියන්න ඇති මේ audio edit කරන එකේදී like I was not playing the original song with the video, because the reason is when I'm uploading the video to the YouTube, then YouTube check the contents inside the video. So if they found something original is playing on my video, so they claim the copyrights. So they will either they will label it or they will give me a warning, you got some copyright contents in your video. So either you can blur that or you can like cut off that part or edit that part, or I'm not that particular video is not available for monetization, right? Monetization means using that video I cannot get paid if I'm having that option, right? So nowadays most of the websites are like checking those things on behalf of the person who really owns that, right? And again, if you do a Google search these days, specifically for the pictures, now they are just showing with the picture that these pictures are being like subject to copyrights, right? So if I search for cats and if I go for images, right, if I open something, they will in most of the places they will give some yeah, here what this is. Look at this. And here it says images may be subject to copyright, right? So earlier it was not here, right? So nowadays they just give us the what you call the alert that it's better you search who owns this particular image, and if it has copyright, have the permission, or if does not, you can just use it, right? And if you like when you are searching, you can search for things without copyright. So you can say cat images without copyrights or free cat images kind of things, right? So it will take the things like filter the things which are not being things for the copyrights. And can you see this as well? Even I'm searching for that thing, can you see this label licensable, right? So this indicates it has some copyrights, right? And these kind of pictures, they don't show anything like that, right? And here in the description it says free photo on Pixabay, right? So those kind of limitations are there with these things now, right? So it is because of this unethical thing and illegal thing that the people are using this thing. අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේක assignment එකකට පාවිච්චි කරනවා කියන එක it's not a big deal, right? Sometimes some of the things which is posted on the internet are being posted back by some other person or some other company claiming it's their own thing, right? So that kind of things are going to be problems. So in those places, there should be a proper way to the rightful owner to claim or to sue that particular institute regarding the unethical and the illegal thing that they have done, right? Then ඔයගොල්ලෝ සමහරලාට දැකලා තියෙයි ඔය social media මේ YouTube platform එකේ දැන් අපේ කියන්නේ ඔය Dream Star, Superstar කියලා තියෙන reality shows වල. Right? In the reality shows, they just sing lot of songs which owns by the other people. Right? In last few years, some of the artists have complained about that. They are having this or they are doing this without the proper authorization of the original artist. And they have done some claims. And some of the channels have paid their portion by doing it in the correct way. Regular reality show එකේ සින්දුව play කරනවා නම්, so they have contact the particular artist and inform them that we are going to play this kind of song of yours. So this is the payment that regarding that particular thing. All right. So those kind of things are there. So those are called intellectual properties, and intellectual property has its protection by raising a legal right to the rightful owner, right? And patent, the patent certificate is one of the way that they can prove that the real owner can prove this is his own work, right? So if you are having a particular patent regarding a particular product, so it is easy for you to claim the things, right? And the frauds. Now, when it comes to the frauds, it's like deceiving you, right? To right? So like someone can represent his or herself saying that he or she is this particular person, but actually it is not like that, right? They are just representing someone else's self, right? And then they are doing some illegal things regarding that, right? Identity theft කියලා මෙතන කියලා තියෙනවා. So it's deliberate use of someone else's identity as a method of gain financial advantages, right? So like gathering NIC informations, credit card numbers, and all these things, right? So those are called frauds. So it is a legal problem, right? So it is illegal. So someone can sue a particular person if they are involved in with these kind of things, right? And now the next one is the things regarding the values, or like these are not legally problemizing things, but this is kind of a value, kind of a policy, right? අපි කියන්නේ ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් නැති වැඩ කරනවා කියලා. So like it is not a good value to do that, right? Okay, so before we come to these things, we'll just copy the things regarding this particular topic. So yeah, have this heading: problems associated with the use of ICT, right? That will be the main heading. Right, and then you can straight away go to the legal issues. Have this as the very first subheading, legal issues. So in the data theft, yeah, copy this stuff, people. Are we done? Yeah, regarding the unauthorized access to these systems, go with this. Are we done, people? Okay, so moving forward, regarding the intellectual property. Yeah, intellectual property rights. Yes, you may write it like this. Yeah, copy these two lines. Yeah, and this line has this line as well. And people, it's, yeah, this one, this line as well, right, regarding intellectual property. Let me know when you are done, people. Okay, one is done. How about others? All right. So regarding the fruits, yeah, go with the first line. Okay, are we done? Right. And yeah, write down this as well, people. Yeah, it's better you go with the entire paragraph. Are we done, people? Right. Okay, so let's move to the issues with related to the values. So the first one is the plagiarism, right? The plagiarism, as I described you earlier, right? It is an act of stealing another's creative work and displaying its own. It's as one's own, right? So like this is not an not the illegal type of thing, right? But uh, it's an unethical thing, right? We have to it is not like that we are using something which has the intellectual property rights. This is about like even though it is a free stuff, we are just copying it and uh, present it presenting it as our own work, right? Which is a wrongful thing, which is an unethical thing, right? So the correct way, the better way of using these things is like claiming from the place, or like giving the credit to the place that we have take these things, right? So we call this the citing. So we can just mention this is the a particular article or particular website that I have used these things, or you can quote it, right? Like someone says, right? Like you may have seen like when it comes to these official documents like newspapers. In the newspapers, if they are like presenting someone else's idea, They are just presenting it with double quotes and saying who is being stated this thing, right? Or like doing the reference, right? So giving the hyperlink or giving the particular resource name or the document name kind of things at the end of a particular article, right? So likewise, we can get rid of the plagiarism, right? Even like in most of the institutes now, when they are like asking to do some assignments from their students, they have this system to check the plagiarism, right? Like you can't just copy the things and present it like your own work. They will like have these systems which is online available in online. They can upload this to this particular website and check for plagiarism, right? Most of the institutes are now requesting the students to provide the plagiarism report by their own. Contents internet එකෙන් හොයලා එකතු කරලා assignment එක හැදලා plagiarism check කරොත් එහෙම it is highly recognizable inside it, and in plagiarism report they will just show you this much of percentage being copied, this much of things are being duplicated, likewise. So it should be your own things. It doesn't mean that you can't refer the things. You can refer some documents or any other any article that you want, but you have to present it in a proper way. As this article says, this is what is my conclusion. As this document says, this is how it's going to be explained, likewise, right? So in my experience, the institutes may accept the assignment if you got 5% or less plagiarism as your final plagiarism report, right? Again, 5% වලට වඩා වැඩි වුණොත් they are not accepting it. They are asking you to do the modifications or do like correct the things by your own self, right? So the next one is about the physical and logical issues, right? So the physical issues, they are binded with the physical security, right? So the use of uninterrupted power supplies, like in case of a sudden electricity breakdown, right? So if you don't have a UPS, you are going to be in a very big trouble, because you are not having any chance to save your workings on your desktop. Now, when it comes to the laptop, it's not going to be a problem because it is always depend on the battery, and we just charge the battery time to time. But when it comes to the desktops, we have to purchase a UPS separately, right? If you don't have a one, on a sudden power breakdown, your data will be lost. So to recover that, or to prevent that kind of interruptions or that kind of data losses, we can use UPS. And you can use hardware firewalls to protect your network from unauthorized access, right? So the firewall will take care of the people or the data which is flowing through that. So it can check whether this particular data is allowed or not. So with that, we can give the security to the particular network or to particular computer system. And another way of applying the security is like using the locked doors, which are some primary security providings, right? So you should have a proper key to open the door and go, otherwise someone have to break the door and come inside, right? These things are highly pressured in all of the schools, right? Samanning ministry එකෙන් අපිට කියලා තියෙන්නේ, first thing you have to have a proper closed room with proper securities, right? Sometimes they ask us to place the CCTVs as well. Otherwise, if you have the windows, have the frames and all these things, again වීදුරුව කැඩුවත් ඊළඟට ආයි frame එකක් ගලවගෙන යන තැනට එන්න ටිකක් අපහසුයි. එහෙම දේවල්වලට like that is because of the learned lessons earlier. So it is another, even though it is a primary way of having the security, still it matters. So the CCTV, again, closed circuits televisions. So it can monitor the things, what is going on around, and as well as it can capture a particular theft happens on a particular place, right? And surge protectors. Now that is for the high voltage problems, like due to the lightning problems, or due to the problems in the electricity grid, right? So sometimes you may receive a very big electricity through the your wall outlet, right? So if you don't have a surge protector, it will directly hit the computer system, mainly the system unit. Then it can harm the motherboard plus the CPU. So having a surge protector will break the line when there is a high voltage flowing through that particular surge protector. So surge protector will get burned, or like get alert before the computer getting any harm, right? And the environmental factors like the dust around you, the cleanness, the tidiness, all these things surrounding a computer system will matters, right? Though these are not legal problems, but it's good to have those kind of things for a durable uh, or like for the lifespan of the particular device or any particular thing that you are going to use, right? So specifically when it comes to the computers, it should be taken care of in a certain manner, like should be properly maintained, dust should be avoided, right? Cobwebbing should be avoided, right? Should be on a proper environment with a stable temperature, right? Those kind of things. Okay, so before we comes to the logical security, let's quickly go through the things again. So I'm going to talk about this issues related to values. So have that subheading. And actually, there is only one thing under that heading. So it's better you have issues related to values and put a dash and say plagiarism, right? Then I'll highlight what to be written. Yeah, these things, please copy that down. Yes, Seran, Python is the programming language we learn in the A levels. Yeah, you're going to learn. Seran, it's actually the basic kind of things like you are get to know the basic syntax regarding like how to put something on the screen, how you are take things, how you get the user inputs from through the screen, and what are the control structures, and what are the data structures inside this, what is a function, and how the file operation is done, how we are going to feed things into a file using a Python program. Then the basic operations of the database, how we are going to interact with the database, those kind of things. Not the artificial intelligence related things or like advanced programming techniques, but but still there are considerable amount of things to learn. Seran, we have dictionaries, but not the methods of it, not the classes, certainly not the classes. Classes, it's going to go to the object-oriented part. We are not going to talk about that. We are learning about the dictionaries, what is a dictionary and how we are going to define it, and some of the ways that we can use the dictionary. But there are certain methods regarding the dictionaries. Then there are something called list, tuples, and they got their own methods. We are not going to focus on the methods, but we are learn about the lists, we are learn about the tuples, we are learning about the dictionaries, we are learning about the sets, right? Those kind of things, but not in deep, right? Just get to know about those. And let me know, people, when you are done. Okay, one is done. How about others? Yes, Saran. We are having while loops. For the control structures, we are learning about the if statement. And for the iteration, as the iteration structures, we learn about the while loops, for loop, right? Those kind of things. Can we move forward, people? So regarding the physical and logical issues, write that heading, and yeah, and write this particular sentence which describes what is logical and physical issues. Right, so hereafter Yeah. So to prevent from the logical and physical issues, we have given the logical security and the physical security.
It's rose.
Oh my God, it's a rose.
Can you smell it?
Okay. Oh, very smelly.
Smells like rose.
Right. People, after this one, I'm going to give you a one sentence. So let me know when you are done with this. Physical and logical issues.
Jumping and looking. I'm so cute. Oh. Oh no. It's full. Oh, you take my covers. It smells like rose.
Right. So after this, you are going to write this particular sentence. To avoid the physical issues, to avoid the physical issues, I'm sorry, to avoid the physical issues, the physical security will be given. To avoid the physical issues, physical security will be given. As well as to prevent the logical issues, logical security is given. As well as to prevent the logical issues, logical security is given. Okay. So here comes the physical security. So have the subheading physical security. And write down this highlighted part. Are we done? Okay. So moving forward, hardware firewalls. Yeah, with the heading, you can write this. Yeah, this particular lines. Okay, are we done, people? Right. Okay, we have 3 more topics. Let's quickly, I'll quickly give the things. Let's finish it up and end the session, right? So we can start from logical security. So third one, control access through locked doors. And heading is enough for that as the third one, right? And as the fourth point, yeah, as the fourth point, try this. Install CCTV cameras inside a computer laboratory. That will be the fourth point. Control access through locked doors and install CCTV camera inside a computer laboratory. All right, and regarding the surge protector, you have to copy this. Right. Okay, the very last things. So regarding the environmental factors, yeah. Yeah, start from here and ends from here. So once you are done with this, you can leave the session, right? So we will be discussing the 2007 paper on next week, the MCQ paper, right? Then after, if you got the time, we are going to continue from the lesson, through the lesson, right? All right, people. So thank you very much. You can leave once you are done. I'll see you on next week to discuss the paper. So before that, everyone, please done the paper and get ready, right? So we'll mark it and discuss what we have to discuss. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much and have a very nice weekend.
Thank you so much. So very nice.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Right, Dua. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right,
Thank you,
Saran.
sir. Thank you, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.